Okay, today is February the 19th, 21, and three stocks on the main list. I haven't really looked at them. It's JMP, VCNX, WATT, and yesterday I updated the OTC list, so it has a whole bunch of new OTCs added for number 5 setups. I will be trying with TD Immediate Trade, the number 5 setup. I can put the quantity here. It's a little sketchy, but it could be worse. I have the buy the ask, sell the bid, cancel order, and flatten now, which basically means get out of whatever trade, if any trade, I'm currently in. Just completely get me out of it, which is going to be great, especially if maybe something here doesn't work too well. I place an order and it doesn't show me, which I'm guessing it should, below here, the order status and everything like that. So that will be very helpful. JMP, all these are these are clean first day stocks, which is great. Well, I guess this one kind of blew out of a range, but it's really clean, as in, it's not trading a whole bunch of randomness, way up above from where it used to be. JMP looks pretty nice in terms of this. Let's look further. It's not the best chart now if that we go a little further back, but it is very far back. Maybe in theory 880 will be a level of support, or maybe even 880 could be support. I don't like the price too much, but it could be worse. VCNX is the first day. This looks like a sushi chart, so not really ideal. There's going to be resistance here, maybe in the 550s if I had to guess. It could still make some moves, but I'll be more cautious. I'll add a note there that it's not the best long-term chart. WATT is a classic stock. It's been traded by day traders for a really long time, so maybe not the best stock for something like this. I guess they eventually were right, not maybe the stock in particular, but the whole wireless charging. I don't know if I'll maybe I'll trade them, maybe not, but I don't like these two. I like the first one the most. This is all I got. I'll see if there's any updates later as we get towards the market open, but just 3 stocks to look at as in listed stocks, and a whole bunch of listed stocks updated for potential number 5 setups. It's 9:12 a.m. I didn't notice it at the time, but now a little later, I guess around right here, I noticed that this was a uptrending head and shoulders. So we have the shoulder, head, and then it dropped, but not very much from the shoulder. So then it made the shoulder. Of course, it's not a real head and shoulders because it got higher, and I was tempted to buy a few times, but I didn't because it could be a double top, and right now, rejected it right here, but it could try again. It could try maybe another uptrending head and shoulders. I don't know for sure, but interesting pattern. There's a good chance it could break the day high. Markets overall are, well, we're not down on the day, so that's pretty good. It could be worse. JMP, I don't see anything that I want to trade with. Again, it's not doing much. WATT not doing much either. It kind of got sold off pre-market. Probably the only stock I really want to look at is JMP, at least for listed stocks. I'll be looking at OTCs too. Well, that's all wait, not JMP, it's VCNX, and then, that's all I got for right now. This thing could still break out here, but I'll keep looking. If it does, I'll consider a buy for a confirmed breakout. I won't really try to guess and buy here and see if maybe it cracks the level or not. I don't think I'll do that. I might, but I don't think I will. Okay, it is a 925 VCNX. I didn't really want to buy anywhere here because although it was holding above the $6 breakout level, it never really did like a curving action, something like this. It was just flat. So for that reason, I didn't get in. And on top of that, we're getting closer to the market open, so we're going to see how that affects everything here. This is more of what I wanted, but now it's going to be conflicting because the market is about to open in 4 minutes. So I don't want to really trade that and put myself in that situation. Once the market opens, I'll be watching this carefully, as well as any stocks that could be dropping a lot. OTC's dropping very large, at least 10% more on the day, so I can consider them for a number 5 setup. But this is where I'm at right now. I just didn't want to buy any of this here, saying, oh well, it's gonna spike, it's gonna spike. It's just a bad idea. Never really did that curving action I wanted, which is why I didn't get in. I guess it saved me from this. I'll keep watching though, anything can happen. Okay, it's 9:39 a.m. VCNX did a very nice move now. I wasn't gonna buy it here 1 minute before the market opened because this was starting to actually, even though you can call it an uptrending shoulder, it's only by like 15 pennies, so I didn't necessarily want to be in this because this could have very well have made a shoulder, and with the market volatility, instead of causing a big spike like this, it could have been a big drop too. So I don't feel too bad for that. Really, and then I had this big wiki thing where it broke it came back down, and then I went here. I could have bought into this, but it was, I'll tell you what, it was pretty scary. It looked like, you know, there were a lot of people selling onto it, but I'll be honest, the level 2 was not really that bad. There were people on the ask, sure, but it was nothing like, I think DFFN, that stock I traded 5 times or something like that a few days ago, it was nothing like that. This is looking like a potential bull flag as long as the wicks keep uptrending, not make a lower low on the wick. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep looking. But this was a very nice breakout. I guess maybe in theory, if I get better, I could be into these things, or maybe trade very small right towards the breakouts and see if it tries to, you know, continue, or if it downtrends, I'll have plenty of support. This will not do anything other than make me more prepared. This is a very nice breakout here. The bull flag could still work, but I don't like how it did a lower wick here. But yeah, I'll just keep looking at it. This is the one with the sushi chart, so you know, it has resistance, but it could be way worse. Yeah, it looks like resistance at $8. I tried once. Maybe it's gonna do it here. I don't know. I'll make an update, but this is impressive, and I don't see right now. Oh, I see one, I think. Yeah, there's one potential number 5. I might as well prepare for it, as much as I don't want to trade OTCs. SFIO down 15%. Seems to be falling pretty hard. Not that hard actually. It's falling worse. Could try to hold here. I don't know, I would wanted to see it drop more. Volume is trash. Maybe I won't trade this, even if it does a number 5. If the volume is that bad, we're looking at an 8 penny stock. It could do it, but you know, if it's a 0.8 penny cent stock and it's traded 200,000 shares, I have $16,000 of volume. Dollar volume. I don't want to do a number 5, even if it's down 80%. If the volume is that weak, I don't want to be a part of it. That was at 300,000, but still very, very illiquid. I'll gladly let this one go, even if it works out just nice. Eventually I can learn from it. I just don't want to trade this because the dollar volume is not that good. Yeah, so I'll make an update later. We'll see how things go. This thing is mid-range. I mean, you don't know if it'll spike or break the level. Not tradable at the moment, but something to look at for now. Okay, it's 9:48 a.m. I considered it when it was in the 40s and 30s for a buy, because this looks like a bull flag, a potential bull flag setup. But the reason why I didn't do it is just that I'm just too scared, and it looks like it's gonna do it now. And you know, the last time I traded a bull flag, I got wrecked. But I think the main reason behind me being scared with buying these bull flag setups, or any setup that eventually does work, is that maybe I'm just trying to trade too large. Because even at you know, $7.62, if I trade that with 50 shares, right? That's a $381 position. Now, I have an account way larger than that, but for some reason I just feel scared taking in these trades, so I'm gonna actually consider configuring my keyboard so that I can trade something even as low as 25 shares, because I've seen a lot of these stocks that make these nice amazing spikes start off at the 7, 8, 9, $10 region, and then they go from there significantly higher. And the problem is that even if it's at, you know, $7, 50 share position, you know, it's $350. And I'll tell you what, I actually don't want to trade that much. You know, this is a different time. You can take advantage of trading without commission. So I could do a tiny $125 position on this stock, for example, with 25 shares, and I would have been able to participate in the bull flag here that worked. And if it didn't work, you know, I wouldn't be in that much, so I can at least learn from it, at least get in the trade and practice from it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find a new way to configure these buttons so that I can trade small position sizes. I'm gonna have to mess around with it, you know, find out what works best, but that's what I want to do. I want to trade very small positions just so I can participate in these setups and not be so scared. I think that's the main reason about being scared. You know, I just have to not be so scared, but to help that I can trade smaller. And as I see that, you know, thankful to God that I'm more consistent with these setups, you know, more consistently profitable with small shares, I can slowly from there just trade larger and larger. So that's what I'm gonna do. This one worked. Of course, it didn't have to work. The other one that I got, it didn't work at all. My first trade with Interactive Brokers, but I'm more prepared than I ever was back then because I have the speed keys configured better. I have more experience trading with Interactive Brokers. So that's what I'm gonna do. Gonna find a way to trade very small positions, not just 50 shares, so maybe 25 shares. So these expensive, you know, $8 stocks doesn't scare me so much. And even if it's a smaller stock like $4, I can scale in positions little by little, trading extremely small position sizes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on that. I think that will help me a lot with my trading. Okay, it is 10:24 a.m. I have now configured the speed keys. It should work just fine. I have speed keys to buy 10 shares, 20 shares, and 30 shares. So when it was right about here and I was too scared to buy the bull flag at 775, could have bought 20 shares, $140 position, maybe $150, and I would have been able to participate in this price action. Sure, I wouldn't have made much, or if it would have failed, I wouldn't have lost much either, but I would have learned. And as I keep showing myself that I'm consistently profitable, even if it's just a little bit, I can then just get rid of those or just stop using them and continue with larger sizes. It's kind of like training wheels. I've seen a lot of these stocks, again, $7, $8, $9, and they become a halter. They run like crazy. Just a very crazy stock. And maybe if I'm just too damn scared, I can configure a speed key so that I can buy and sell just one share, right? Just to say I was in it. If another SPI shows up, I'll trade one share. And I'll make 20 bucks with that one share. But really, look, trading small isn't going to help in terms of growing the account, but it is going to help in growing confidence, growing consistency, and then as I get better, I can start trading larger position sizes. Maybe, you know, I'll lose some money, but they will be small, and I'll keep going at it, and I'll keep learning, and it won't be that painful of a lesson. Or if it goes my way, maybe eventually I'm like, alright, well, I could have benefited more had I trade larger. And as I keep as I keep saying that to myself, right, if these things keep working, then I can be able to trade again larger sizes, and then I can benefit more from that. At least get rid of the fear inside of the under trading that I have, the under trading issue that I experienced, so that I can now then prepare myself consistently being profitable, even if it's just a little bit of money, because the positions are small. I can then move up and just trade larger. So that's where I am right now. It's 10:27. I'll be watching towards 10:40 like usual, and if there were no setups or anything like that, that's totally fine. I have a lot of orders to process outside. It's pretty in the garage, it's pretty cold out there. Not the best weather, very historically cold weather, but you know, that leaves me with a goal, and I can totally work with this type of setup. Then, you know, now if I had that ability, I could have traded 20 shares, you know, participated in a bull flag, risk off the wick here at 728, maybe get into the 760s or 740s, and then I would have participated in this, and I wouldn't have made much, but that would provide me more experience and still more confidence, and then I can trade larger. So yeah, I don't want to beat the drum on it. I just think this is a great idea to help me out of that. And let's see, we had some that might be doing a number 5 actually. I haven't seen this one. Oh, I have actually. I didn't like it because they had an initial drop and it wasn't much, and then it spikes from there. I mean, it was significant if you want. You know, in terms of percentage, 65 to 69. But the issue with this stock is that, I don't know, I just don't like the volume. You know, it's better, but it's also been worse. Could definitely be worse. So some of the stocks, OTC is down the most. MCET is down 20%. I just don't like the price action. Don't like the way it dropped. It's not like a big continuous red downtrend. It's just very gradual. PPJ is also down. This would be more like it, but I don't like how it's having this bounciness previously. I'll look at it. I'll continue to look at it, but maybe not. BRLL. It's another one. This isn't good. This one kind of gapped down. And CLIS appears to be another one. I don't like either of these. It's nothing like yesterday. Yesterday was much better for number 5 setups, and you know, that's totally fine. Just yeah, no setups that I really want to trade here. Maybe PPJ. I'll watch it. If it keeps having a continuous drop, it wouldn't be too bad, but you know, I've seen better setups. So yeah, I'm gonna call it off from here. I'll be watching 10 more minutes. If there are no setups, I'll have to do a whole bunch of work, and I'll be good, because now next week I'll be more prepared. I can trade tiny positions. I got rid of the 50 shares thing, so now it's either 10, 20, or 30, so I can, you know, buy a 20, then a 30 position, or 2 10s and then a 30. You know, it's just gonna be fine. It's gonna be a great step in the right direction, I believe. It will help me with my under trading a ridiculously small amount of money, but you know, I'll still gain the same amount of experience, I think, and it will be money on the table. It won't be like paper trading. So yeah, just gonna call it off here. If there's another setup or a trade I potentially make, I'll make an update. Otherwise, I'm just gonna call it off here.